Welcome to the Dose of Bliss show, where we give you daily doses of motivation and bliss. On today's episode, we have a really good topic today. It's about not letting fear get in the way of your goals. I have an amazing guest with me today. She's an up-and-coming YouTube star and just hit 1 million views on YouTube. We have the lovely Alexa Pellerin.
Thank you for having me.
I'm
excited to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. So what I want to start with, and what I think is so cool about you being here, is we have you at the start of your journey, what it's like to, hit your first 1 million views. So what is the journey like on the inside getting there?
Oh my gosh, it's been insane because you go through all these emotions that you don't realize you're going to go through. At first you're like, oh, that'd be cool to be a YouTuber, Then you start making videos, and then I feel like a lot of people want to get views in the beginning, and then when they don't get that, they want to give up. And it's like, not trying to be rude, but why do you deserve all these views whenever you haven't been working on it that long, So I think it's just a matter of pushing through, not getting views and not getting subscribers, not really getting any feedback, which is hard because when you're posting, you're like, do people want to see this? Are people going to watch this? Is this pointless? I don't want to waste my time. But once you kind of find out what works for you and you do finally start to get some feedback, it does help. But at the same time, you're going to doubt yourself and you're going to be like, it's hard to understand the end goal of it all, And I'm at a point right now where I'm like, I want to make things that actually matter to me and that make other people think when they watch it, or it inspires them or it motivates them. I don't want to do YouTube just to be like, hey, look at me. Like, I don't know, it feels weird when I just do surface level videos.
Do you ever feel weird, like when you started doing YouTube and you post it? Because something I hear from people who want to get into it is they want to post a video, but they're afraid of what their friends and family are going to think.
You know what's weird about that? At first, I was not self-conscious at all. At first, I was excited. I didn't care what people thought at all. I was just posting for fun, and I really didn't think about that. I didn't start thinking about other people looking at my videos or my social media, even Instagram, till one person asked me one time, and they're like, how do you just post stuff and not care what people think? I was like, oh, because I never thought about it. But then ever since they said that, then I started thinking about who was watching it. Then I started to feel like, do I look stupid? Am I too obnoxious? Am I doing too much? Thinking more about how other people view me. And it kind of threw me off, and it kind of got me in a weird space where I wasn't allowing myself to be fully myself. So I'm kind of coming out of that now and just trying to understand that it doesn't matter what other people think. If I'm happy and I'm doing stuff that I feel like can help people, that's all that matters.
What are some of the things you do to push through that?
It's so much mental talk to yourself. It's so much just, I don't know, I watch motivational videos, I'll listen to podcasts, I'll look at other YouTubers who inspire me, and mainly I'll see people and I'm like, okay, if they can do what they are doing and they can live out their dreams, I can do the same thing. Because there's no differences between me and you, We both have the same capabilities. If we're passionate about something, we both can do it. So I think seeing other people do it and then just getting feedback, honestly, that's positive to me, and people saying, this helped me and I'm so glad you posted this and I relate to you, that helps me to keep going because I'm like, okay, if it's impacting one person, then I'm happy.
Do you find you get more positive feedback or negative feedback? 'Cause I feel like people hear a lot about the internet, and that might be a fear of the negative things people say.
I think right now I get a lot of positive feedback because I just hit 10,000 subscribers, which is amazing, and I'm really excited about that. But, it's hard to consistently get tons and tons and tons of views on your videos. Even me now, I'm still, new and I'm still trying. So it's not like I'm getting all these hate comments every time I post a video. But the video that I got 1 million views on, it's half hate comments and then half nice comments. So it's kind of, to me, they're funny because I just think it's stupid. They'll just say stuff like, you're ugly, oh, your mom's hotter than you, or because my mom was in that video.
Yeah,
and I just look at it.
Pretty, but you're very pretty too.
Thanks. Yeah, she is, but people comment that, and I could let that get to me, but to me, that's not something that I've ever dealt with in my real life. So to me, it's just comments. I'm like, okay, whatever. They most of the time don't even have a picture. So I don't really let that get to me. I don't know.
That's really good though. And I like how you didn't think about anything at first, because most people, even me, when I do everything, I'm always afraid, are people going to think this is weird? But I push through it anyway. Yeah. So I like that you came in from an angle that you didn't even think about it at first.
I didn't. And you know what else is weird? When you're posting stuff and you're probably critiquing your own stuff, other people aren't looking at it like that. Like, you have to remember, and for me, when I'm posting videos, I have to remember the people watching are seeing it for the first time. I've sat there and edited it, watched it back, judged myself, critiqued myself, and then you watch it so many times, or even if it's like a selfie or a picture you post, you overanalyze it so much, no one else is doing that, Everyone else is seeing your content, looking at it once, cool, give it a like, whatever, they move on. We are sitting there just looking at our stuff so much, other people aren't doing that to you. Like, I would never view you in that way, you know?
Mhm.
Like, I think you're so motivational and positive and uplifting, and I'm like, man, she's really killing it. So you just have to remember that people aren't looking at you the same way you're looking at yourself.
Yeah, it's so true, because you watched one of my videos on YouTube and you commented, and I think you even texted me about it, and I got really excited when you did it. I was like, oh my God, someone likes it. So
yeah, because it was good.
People are just so hard on themselves. You're really right about that.
So hard.
And so back to the not getting a lot of views at first, because I think this can translate, not like if you guys are watching and you're not wanting to be a YouTuber, I think this goes for everywhere. When you have a goal, you don't always see what you want. So in this scenario, we're talking about, maybe only getting a couple hundred views on a video.
Right.
What do you do to keep going, from there? Like, what do you talk to yourself?
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I do get discouraged, and I do go through ruts where I'm like, what's the point if I'm going to get not a lot of views? Or what's the point? Because at some point you want your channel to keep growing and you want to know that people like it so that it can hopefully turn into something bigger. But I don't know, I've honestly been really, really, really lucky, and I do have a solid group of people who are constantly replying to all my stories or just giving me positive feedback that it does help me to keep going. Somebody made a fan page, and I was like, so cool. What is this? Like, thank you. So to me, those little reminders just let me know I'm on the right path, keep doing what you're doing, and then eventually, if you really love this and you're creating from a place of genuineness, then it's going to turn into something bigger.
And then speaking of that as well, what I've heard from a lot of YouTubers and just people in all businesses is sometimes on YouTube or even a job, you'll pick something and it's not genuinely authentic to who you are.
Right.
And then they burn out. So we were talking earlier, and that's kind of a place where you are, where you're deciding, what do I want to do with my content. So this is why I'm so happy we have Alexa here today, because she's right at the start of about to blow up on YouTube. She already has.
Thanks.
So this is something people don't think about in any part of their career. So what actually is going through your mind right now, and what things are you thinking about planning for the future?
I just honestly think, especially with YouTube, the more authentic you are, the more people are going to relate to you and gravitate towards you. Because if you're trying to put on this front and try to be something that you're not, people can't relate to that. I mean, I can't relate to people that do that. So I like people who are real, who aren't scared to go and look like crap one day and then look good one day. And then, just showing who you truly are, I feel like really does help. And honestly, I just lost my train of thought.
Showing who you are really helps.
Yeah, just being authentic helps.
Yeah, I think that's like the best advice you can get, because I don't think people think about that. A lot of people, whether it's YouTube or a job, they think, I want this job or to do this video because I know it's going to get a lot of views, or it's going to make me look cool to other people. And it's based on what other people think or what you think are going to get views. But that's just not a way.
That's why YouTube is so weird, though, because you don't want to focus on the views, but you also want to grow your channel. So it's almost like, okay, maybe I should do some things to get some views, because people love pranks, and the prank is what got 1 million views. And I had fun filming that. I really did have fun, because my mom's hilarious and our family's just crazy. So it worked out, and it showed our true personalities. And I think that's why people liked it, because it wasn't so, we're being real. My mom is crazy and loud and funny, and you probably wouldn't expect us to act the way we act. Like, my mom's this blonde, like platinum blonde, and she's cussing and yelling, and we're talking about vaping, and she's always vaping. So, I don't know. I feel like when you're just focused on being yourself, like I said, it does help. But at the same time, you don't want to just be doing random stuff that's not you. Because if you're not being authentic to you, it doesn't matter if you're getting the views or not. If you're not satisfied with what you're posting, what's the point? Because it doesn't fulfill you. You should be doing something creative because you're passionate about it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And if you get stuck in doing one thing, like say, some people will get a job, or for you it's pranks, and then they'll say, all my videos are going to be pranks. And then in 10 years from now, are you going to want to keep doing pranks?
Yeah, how's that sustainable?
Exactly. And the same, like I said, the same thing's true for any career. If you pick a job and then you just stay there because you're going to make a lot of money or it looks cool, are you going to be happy
in
10 years? Or can you pick something that you're passionate about and might take a little longer to get that much money, but you'll be happier?
Right. I think that's, like you're saying, with anything, it's not just YouTube, it's about a job, it's about a career. It's hard to start something without feeling stupid. And I feel like especially LA, because you see all these people doing all this cool stuff. People are our age or older or younger, and they're successful or they're broke. It's this weird place where everyone's doing something. So you could either compare yourself to them and feel stupid, or you could let it motivate you and be like, oh, that could be me too. I want to take this as inspiration instead of, being so hard on yourself. Because I've been there. I've been like, why does everyone get to do cool stuff? Why am I not doing anything? Why do they have this? That's not fair. This sucks. This, I'm trash. And it's like, where's that going to get me?
Yeah, exactly.
Nowhere.
Just looking at what other people are doing is no way to make you, why would you let that stop you from what you're doing? or seeing all these beautiful people on Instagram with millions of followers. And then,
Right.
you know, that makes sometimes people want to stop and not do it themselves because they're not there yet.
No, yeah, I totally agree. And it's hard not to compare yourself. But I think you just have to understand, especially with Instagram, what I always think about is, you know, we all go on Instagram, we might compare ourselves. You might look at, like for me, I would look at girls who were super skinny, like model skinny. And I'm like, oh, I wish I was that. And then I see girls who are super fit and ripped. I'm like, oh, I wish I was that. Then I see girls who are really curvy, you know, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was that, like where their curves are all perfect and their stomach's flat. And it's like, when you really think about it, how are you going to be all those things anyways? Like you can't be skinny, curvy, whatever, all at once. So there's no point to compare yourself because you'll never be all of those together. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and the thing you don't realize is people are looking at you being like, I wish I looked like her.
See, and that doesn't even cross my mind.
Yeah, and
like,
I
I
don't think...
literally would feel like no one would ever say that.
I think you're so... I personally look at your stuff and say, I wish I looked like you.
Oh my
You have
gosh,
the most
thanks.
beautiful face, the most beautiful hair.
Thanks. So are you.
Oh, thanks. See,
You really
no one
are.
thinks that as much about themselves. That's why I like making these videos because, you know, people don't talk about it all the time.
They
And I
don't,
want to give a
right.
resource of like, no, this is what's really happening.
Right.
Like, you may have 1 million views on a video. You know, you now have 10,000 subscribers, which is a big milestone. And
Right.
people don't realize, like,
That it's not
Yeah.
what you think it is.
yeah, and that
You know?
you're being just as hard on yourself. You're thinking the same thing, but anyone would look at you and be like, she's established now on YouTube. Like,
No,
10,000 and
yeah.
1 million views is like basically like a milestone.
It is a milestone, but it's not you can't live off of it. You know, I still work, I still have a job, and it sucks, but it's life, and I feel like it's reality, and you have to kind of work through it. And that's another thing I've had the most trouble with, is trying to balance a full-time job with being creative and then pursuing things I actually enjoy without getting stuck in that day-to-day rut.
What
It's
is your
really
advice
hard.
to that? Because that happens to a lot of people and sometimes stops people as well from going for their dreams.
I need advice on that. Do you have any for me? Honestly, I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, if you're working a full-time job and you're still doing things outside of it that you're passionate about, that just proves that you're actually passionate and in it for the right reasons. Because I could easily be like, I'm tired, screw this, I'm not editing today, I'm not filming anything. And I've done that, but I don't feel good about it because then I go to sleep and I'm like, what did I do for my future? You know, I'm trying to retrain myself right now to be like, it's not about the job that's weighing me down. It's not about having to do something else that sucks. It's about working harder on the creative stuff and YouTube and whatever I want to do to get out of the position I'm in. So it's more about that
Yeah.
than it is blaming something that you don't want to be doing.
Yeah, exactly. Like a means to an end. And, you know, you're asking for advice about it. I've had people on the show and ask them, you know, the same question. And,
Right.
and something I do myself too is if you have your job and you find a way to make it work with what you do. So for example, I like hosting and doing these things. So what I do is I work with a magazine and I also have my own business producing events with influencers. So hosting,
See, I look at you and I'm like, she's set. She's killing it. How did she do that? I'm like, I wish I was doing all that stuff, you know?
Some days I feel I'm just like you. Some days I'm like, yes, I'm doing exactly what I want. And other days I'm like, what am I doing with my life?
Right.
And everyone I ask actually is like that, which is interesting. But back to what I was saying is they all kind of work together. Like being on the red carpet, I get to meet a bunch of people who work at all the places that I want to work with. I get to meet different people to have on my show. Having my own business allows me to be in control of my life so I don't have to like, you know, work for someone else and have to not go for what I'm passionate with. And then the events that I do, I get to meet brands and I get to meet people like you. And then it all kind of goes together. Like they all come on my shows, they all come to my events, and they all build
and
each
that's
other.
perfect for you.
So I think finding a way, whichever job you have, like say, even if you like worked at, you know, an online resource center, like, but you wanted to make videos or something, you could make videos for the resource center or something like that. And that would like build up
your skills.
You know, your skills. You'd have it, you know, for your reel, or you would be able to say like, hey, my videos are featured on like this page that does all of this stuff.
That's true. Yeah, that is really true. It's hard finding your way in life, you know, becoming an adult. It's so weird because you, like I said, you look at everyone else and you think everyone is killing it. Then you talk to them and they're like, well, it looks like this, but I actually feel like this, and it's actually this. And I just feel like no matter where you're at, there's always going to be something. So once you kind of make peace with that and try to push through it, that's the only way you're going to try to find, or that you could find happiness.
I agree. And I think the biggest thing that I have found with everything too is even when you are established and you're an adult, a lot of people don't even know what they're doing. Everyone's making
No
it up
one
as
knows
you
what they're
go.
doing. I feel like we're all just winging it and hoping for the best.
That's how everyone is. And when you're younger, and we only have a few minutes left, but when you're younger, you have like a schedule, you have school, you have all of these things.
Right.
And you think when you grow up, you're going to figure it out.
And you don't.
But you don't have that schedule anymore or structure. and you realize that everyone's just every day going for what they want, and the people who succeed are just the people who push through all the negativity and all their self-doubt until they just somehow figure it out. And I'm sure there's still questions, but...
And you never know how it's going to happen, because I feel like if you even looked at your life a couple years ago and tried to plan it out, you wouldn't be where you are today.
Yeah.
Because you can't plan every single thing. I think it's good to have a goal, but you're never going to know exactly how it's going to turn out, because you don't know who you meet, who's going to help you, who you could help, and you just never know. So it's kind of cool to like embrace the unknown and try to make peace with the fact that you don't always know.
So the last thing I wanted to ask you is, what is the number one thing you want people to know about moving forward with their dreams?
Honestly, it sounds so cliche, and I feel like motivational stuff sometimes does, but it's just, honestly, just do it, and you have to block out your thoughts and understand that you are not your thoughts. Because even if it looks like someone's super confident and doing what they love, they're probably still having so much self-doubt and negative voices that you have to be able to separate it. So it's like, if you know you're passionate about it, you know you're having fun while you're doing it, that's all that matters. Any other negativity, do not listen to it, because they can talk you completely out of it and make you think that you're this other person that you're not. And if you don't stay on your path, you're never going to be successful.
That's so true, and that's how you keep going forward, and you're not going to be happy anyways for not doing what you love. So thank you, Alexa, so much for being on my show today. Can you let everyone know where they can find you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Alexa Pellerin, and also on YouTube, just my name, Alexa Pellerin. Yes. And Twitter. I'm everywhere.
Yes, you saw her here first. She's about to blow up. She already is.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, wherever you're watching, it is on all platforms. Give it a like, subscribe to it, and don't forget to check us out next time. We will see you guys later.
She's amazing.
Bye.